There are many different ways to lose weight. Now, one that's become popular is called intermittent fasting, which refers to an eating pattern that includes regular short-term fasts. In this video, I'm taking an evidence-based look at how it helps you lose weight, and I must admit, it's pretty impressive. Now, just to quickly cover the fundamentals, there are several different types of intermittent fasting methods or protocols. Three popular ones are the 16-8 method, which is when you skip breakfast every day and eat during an 8-hour feeding window, such as from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Eat, Stop, Eat, which is where you do 1 or 2 24-hour fasts each week, for example, by not eating from dinner one day until dinner the next day. And the 5-2 diet, where you only eat 500 to 600 calories on 2 days of the week, but you eat normally on the other 5 days. Now, as long as you don't compensate by eating much more during the non-fasting periods, then these methods will help you lose weight, and this is why. Intermittent fasting helps you reduce calories. The main reason it helps you lose weight is pretty simple. Skipping meals means you eat less food, which in turn means you eat fewer calories. This review found the average weight loss of intermittent fasters was 2.6% after the first month and 8.9% after 6 months. And there are also marked improvements in blood pressure and insulin levels. Another more recent systematic review of 8 previous control trials found intermittent fasting resulted in an average weight loss of 1.7 to 7 pounds or 0.8 to 3.2 kilos per month. People also lost 4 to 7% of their waist circumference, indicating that they lost belly fat. The next reason is that intermittent fasting may help you hold onto muscle when dieting. One of the unwanted side effects of dieting is that your body tends to burn muscle as well as fat. Now, maintaining muscle mass is really important for keeping your metabolism up. Interestingly, intermittent fasting may be beneficial for holding on to that muscle while burning fat. In this review study, intermittent calorie restriction caused a similar amount of weight loss as continuous calorie restriction, but with a much smaller reduction in muscle mass. So in the regular calorie restriction studies, 25% of the weight lost was muscle mass, compared to only 10% in the intermittent calorie restriction studies. So with regular calorie restriction, 25% of the weight lost was muscle mass, compared to only 10% for those on intermittent calorie restriction. In this recent review and meta-analysis, there was no difference in average total body weight loss between alternate day fasting and very low calorie dieting. However, the average loss in fat-free mass, which is primarily muscle mass, was 4.9 pounds or 2.2 kilos for very low carb dieters and only 1.5 pounds or only 0.7 kilos for alternate day fasters. That said, strength training like lifting weights or body weight resistance exercises is still the most important thing you can do if you want to maintain as much muscle mass as possible while losing body fat when you're dieting, when you're in calorie restriction. Intermittent fasting makes healthy eating simpler. In my opinion, this is one of the main benefits it has for weight loss. For example, if you follow the 16-8 method, instead of eating 3+ meals per day, you only eat 2. So you can only eat during a certain feeding window each day. Typically breakfast is a meal skipped, which is really straightforward. This can make it a lot easier and simpler to maintain a calorie deficit because you don't typically have to count calories, which is something that most people struggle with the most. It's incredibly difficult to make up the missed calories in just 2 meals per day if you have a healthy diet. So it's clear that intermittent fasting is a very effective strategy to lose weight, but it's not the only way. And I just want to clarify that. Any eating pattern that helps you consistently reduce your calorie intake will work. For you, that might be slightly cutting down on calories throughout the day at each meal, reducing portion sizes. It might be adopting a Mediterranean style eating pattern. It could be low carb, high fat. It could be lowering carbs and increasing protein. It could even be intermittent fasting. The single best diet for you is the one that you can stick to in the long term. If you found this video useful, we'd really appreciate a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to the Authority Nutrition YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button below this video, and then you can catch all our new videos as they get published.